and they honestly don't give a and he gets a tissue and goes, ooh, 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 ooh. I would hope that they would potentially say that, but I don't want to sound like I'm blowing smoke up my own ass. Hello, I'm Florence Pugh and I'm here with Harper's Bazaar UK and I'm sharing some life lessons. Ooh, when do I feel most beautiful? Honestly, and I know it's just also classic because I'm in it, but when I'm wearing happy colors, anything colorful, I feel most beautiful. I feel like it taps into how I felt like as a child when I'd put on my dresses or my fairy dresses or my princess dresses or whatever it was. What have I learned about beauty? Oh my God, so many things. I learn something from every single time I sit down in the chair with my makeup artist, Babsky. Are there specific things that I remember? No, I just like watching him do what he does. There are some tips though. Always do a lip liner all the way over your lips before you do your lipstick because it stays on for a much longer time. What he does is he does pencil, then he gets a tissue and goes, ooh, 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 ooh. So that comes off and then he does it again and then ooh, 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 ooh. And then you put the lipstick on again. Very clever man. He's on his phone, he has no idea. Gosh, what have I learned about style over the years? That your opinion of what works and what doesn't will change, and that's okay. The more and more I work with incredible designers and incredible stylists on shoots, and also my own stylist, Rebecca Corbin-Murray, I've been exposed to so many beautiful fabrics and colors and shapes. And so naturally over the years, I've probably just been able to understand my body a bit more. And I've been allowed to have a bit more fun, and I've been allowed to enjoy the red carpet, which I've just really loved. Why does what we wear matter? It matters hugely because it's an extension of you and it's an extension of your expression and it's your soul visibly being seen. Yes, I did always know I wanted to act ever since I was a wee little girl. On the way to school when I was 6 years old, I remember I would be acting to Tracy Chapman because Tracy Chapman would obviously be playing in the car on the way to school. And I would be trying to time the tear from falling down my cheek as I looked at this field. I think I was a born dramatic. What have I learned about the concept of success? Oh, you can never see it from your own position. It never looks like you got there. It never feels like you've made the final step. It never feels like you are at the point that you thought you were at, but you are. The most rewarding. Genuinely, when people say that whatever it was that I did helped them or inspired them or affected them, and it could be anything. It could be me doing a performance or me playing a character or me doing a specific thing in a scene, or that I occasionally used to do some cooking videos. The idea that I have in some way helped or affected another human on this planet is a really wonderful thing, and it's hugely rewarding, and thank you for all of you that like to let me know that.
What's the one piece of advice you'd give to someone starting out in the industry?
Oh my goodness, what's the one piece of advice? It's going to feel very far away and it's going to feel very hard, but it should be enjoyable. I do personally believe that if you are a good person with the right energy, then you are deserving of that. And I also do believe that all those people that I remember watching growing up, or I remember meeting that had that, have all become huge stars. Good people want good people to thrive, and people like watching good people thrive. So also remember to be good. What have I learned about friendship? Oh my God, I've learned that friendship is just as complicated as love. Like friendships, it's crazy how often we talk about our partners or our boyfriends or girlfriends or our husbands, whatever it is. And you actually spend, if not more energy and more time on friendships that you don't discuss and you don't put time and energy into. And one of the things that I've learned is throughout all of it, throughout the last 10 years of my life that has been so bizarre and wonderful and weird and great, the most consistent and the most constant has been my friends. And they also require tender loving care and tender loving attention. And that's so important and it's so cool. Like, I love the fact that my relationship with my best friends has changed over the years. And I love that we all care enough to put the work into it. So yeah, I'm here for that this year. I'm really trying to be a good grown-up friend. How would they describe me? Potty, balmy, changes her outfits 5 minutes before we leave the house and get in the car. Always cooking for them. I'm always trying to feed my friends, even if they're not hungry. And I would say the same about my friends. They would describe me as a caring one. My friendships mean a lot to me in my life, and it hurts when I can't be there for them. I would hope that they would potentially say that, but I don't want to sound like I'm blowing smoke up my own ass. What have I learned about love? It's not supposed to hurt. It's also not supposed to be easy, but it's not supposed to hurt. And the amount that it hurts isn't supposed to show the amount of love there is. And that was one that I've learned recently. But yeah, that. Full stop. How do I know when I'm in love? I've noticed that I tend to feel like all of me is enough and all of me is accepted. I know that I don't feel like that when I'm out of love. It's usually because someone is putting the time into me so that I can, I suppose, respect and love myself. And then when it happens, it feels gorgeous. What have I learned about confidence? I've learned that it will get you in trouble, but when it's potent enough, it will also inspire and it will also excite and it will also be a very, very important and beautiful thing. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're rewarded all the time. It's a tricky one, that. Learn my worth and stand up to what I believe in. Oh, I don't know. I'm still learning how to do that. It's really hard to know your worth. But I think that's natural and I think that's normal. And I think everybody that's young, I mean, to be honest, any age, you're not supposed to know your worth, because the moment you know your worth, everybody panics, because once you know it, you're kind of unstoppable. So you just have to keep on reminding yourself, looking at what you've done, looking at what you've achieved, and it will grow. It definitely isn't something that just happens. It takes time, and I'm still doing it. It's a bit like when you all ask your grandparents, like, oh, isn't that embarrassing? And they honestly don't give a shit. I can't wait to get to that age. I think it's ever evolving. It's constantly going to take time for you to realize just how powerful you are. How have I learnt to deal with unfair criticism? It changes. It changes all the time. Sometimes I'm like, oh, fuck off, don't be so ridiculous. And then other times I'm like, oh, that really hurt my heart, and maybe they're right. And I did think that I shouldn't have worn that short dress when I left this morning. It's constantly evolving, and I think it's also because your moods and your mental health is always going to be ever changing. One of the things that I've definitely had to start doing more and more in the last few years is removing as much energy that I had on social media. And I've definitely noticed that, like, me stepping away a little bit more was hugely helpful for me, just to allow myself a bit of a break and to allow myself to also be a bit wonky, and that's fine.
Okay, final question. What's the best piece of life advice you've received from another woman?
Oh, this one was a great one. Okay, heard it recently, lodged it in my brain. When you stop people pleasing, people will stop being pleased, and that's okay. And it's such a simple sentence, but it blew my mind. Thank you so much for watching and listening to my life lessons. I hope they helped. I don't know if they did. I did just ramble for quite a lot of them, but yes, from my brain and heart to yours, thank you.